fire. Because if I don't get this out now, then it'll be a long time before I say this again. Hell is not the end, and it is nothing compared to the lake of fire. We're talking about burning in hell. Yeah, it's hot. And yes, it's uncomfortable. And yes, you're tormented. But you won't be tormented in hell forever. Hell is not a forever place. Hell itself is going to be thrown into the lake of fire. You're going out of the frying pan into the fire. It gets worse. It's 100,000 times worse than going to hell. I was standing there and I was looking out, and I could see like it was like a light smoke. So it wasn't dark. It was like a light. So it was a haze, but it was very light. I could see it, and I thought I was seeing something from a distance. And then it started to move. I was on a platform. The platform started to move forward. And I realized I was standing behind a transparent, like a glass barrier. And I moved forward and it stopped. I'm on the platform. And I looked and there were people. They were lined up side by side as far as you could see. As far as I could see back, and as far as I could see to the left, and as far as I could see to the right, they were lined up side by side. And they had their hands up and their mouths open. They were screaming, but I couldn't hear them. They were screaming in terror, but I couldn't hear them, but I could see them. And then I looked, the flames came up to about almost to their waist. But you know how fire goes up, like they say the fire licks. The fire was going up chest high, and their skin was melting. But it didn't come off, it bubbled. Their skin bubbled. It's like, well, you've seen things that bubble. Mm-hmm. Their skin was bubbling. It was boiling, it was bubbling. But it didn't fall off. And the people were screaming. And there were these creatures. They were as big as, they were as big as a dog. Bigger, as a good-sized dog. But they were like black bumblebees. And they were flying, and they had these stingers. And the stingers looked like they were about 2 feet long. And there was 3 of these things around each person. All the way down, all the way back. And 2 of them would, when they put their hands up and screamed, the stingers, they would stick them through their hands. And the people would scream some more. And then when they opened their mouth to scream, the 3rd creature would stick the stinger in their mouth. They would stick it all the way in their mouth, and then they would scream more. And they moved like, it was like almost like a cartoon with precision. They moved. The creatures, they moved. The one that stung you in the left hand would move to your mouth, sting you in your mouth. Then it would move to your right hand, and they would move to the next person. So they moved like that. And the people just screamed and their skin bubbled. But the skin wouldn't fall off. And they were just there. And I looked at that, and I couldn't believe it. And then all of a sudden, whap! One of those black things hit the front of the glass where I was standing. He was trying to attack me. Whap! And I stepped back. And the angel said to me, "These things will attack anything here." And I knew that's where Satan was going, and the death angel, who I pray to God I get to see him thrown in. I hate that sucker. But I realized what they're going to go through, and that this was meant for them. This was never meant for humans. It was meant for the devil and his angels. The punishment is bad enough to punish an angel. It's bad enough, that's hell. And the lake of fire is bad enough to punish one of the chief angels, which Satan was when he was Lucifer. The punishment had to be bad enough to punish a chief angel. It is absolutely horrible. And the platform started to move back. And excuse me, the angel was serious. He said, tell him, don't come here. And you, excuse me,
Okay.
and you tell him, don't come here. I realize this is the final judgment and the final place for all who don't accept Jesus as Christ. There's no way around it. Like we say on the street, don't get it twisted. There's no place else to go. If you don't go to him, you go there. God doesn't want you there. God wants you with him. But he has no choice. If you will follow Satan, if you don't follow Jesus, you're following Satan. And you will go where Satan is going. If you will follow Jesus, you'll go where he's going. But if you don't follow him, you're following Satan. You're going to go where Satan goes. And you're going to get the same punishment that was planned for him. God help you. Don't play with this thing. Do what's right. You need Jesus now. Ask him to save you now.